Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's post-combine. Let's talk about some players, offensive and defensive. This is Beyond Game Time. Roll that intro.
All right, we're going to run this. Here's how it's going to work. Kane has offense. I have defense. We have our top 10 players. Now, respectively, we picked this, and we don't know what each other picked.
Yeah.
If I disagree with what he says, I will voice my opinion and vice versa.
Absolutely.
If he disagrees with what I said, then we'll see that. I feel like where we're going to have some disparity here is at the bottom of the order, that like 7 through 10 range.
Yeah.
I think the top 6 are pretty solidified at each position.
Yeah.
But rolling into our number ones, Kane, what you got for offense?
Yeah, my number one is Jeremiah Love, running back at Notre Dame. I think he is a phenomenal running back. He has had 12 touchdowns within the red zone, so 20 yards and in. 1,300 rushing yards for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish this season. Has had 0 fumbles in 3 seasons of football.
That is incredible.
Has not fumbled the ball once, and we've seen his runs. He's had 40.
He pounds the ground.
40 plus like rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, right? And you see people get those long runs and like tend to fumble, but he just doesn't fumble. He stays on his feet, quick on his feet, super agile. And I think whatever team, most likely the Chiefs, get him is going to be phenomenal. So I got Jeremiah Love in my one spot.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I think one thing we have to preface here: everybody knows Fernando's going number 1.
Yeah.
And definitely, he's not a top 10 prospect in this class as far as offensive players go.
Oh no, I have him super low just because of just the skill of these players.
Yes.
And you need to look at team needs versus like just the pure skill.
Right. If we were talking pure skill, number 1 overall prospect, I would argue that Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Love are the two best picks. Prefacing that, number 1 overall defensive prospect post-draft or post-combine is going to be Caleb Downs.
Really?
I'm still sold on it. Maybe I'm glazing him a little bit, but even after what Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, David Bailey all did at the combine, I still trust that Caleb Downs is going to be the generational talent that a team ends up with.
Yeah, I think because he tore his meniscus. It was partially torn, and then he tore it pretty bad, fully tore it in. I know it's like 9 months till the season starts, so it should heal perfectly fine for him to get him. I think Giants or Commanders get them just because best position. I personally think either David Bailey or Arvo Reese, or it's probably David Bailey or Sonny Styles is probably one of the best. But I think David Bailey is just. I was watching his film today in class after I finished homework. His pure speed, just off the ball. When he went up against in one of my top 10, Spencer Fano, when Texas Tech played against Utah. Same thing with Caleb Lomu because he switched sides, obviously.
Right.
Caleb Lomu played left tackle, Spencer Fano played right tackle, or vice versa, whichever you want to say. David Bailey's just so quick off the ball, absolutely so quick off the ball. I think he is my number 1 for the defensive side for right now. But I think, and when he played against Oregon, his vertical was insane. He was everywhere.
It was. I think I don't take in that fact that Caleb Downs has a partially torn meniscus, but he's going to fit. He's the most NFL ready of anybody in this combine, though, or in this draft class. I have to be clear on that. Some of these guys are going to take time to develop, maybe year 2 or 3, like standouts. I feel like Caleb Downs will be a rookie of the year, possible defensive player of the year candidate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's your 2?
My 2, I was torn. I was trying to look at the post-draft grades, but some of them didn't compete in everything. But I have Arvell Reese still at the 2. He ran a 4.46 40. I mean, lightning quick, pretty good edge. He absolutely dominated. He played outside linebacker this season for Ohio State, and he disrupted almost every play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can't. It's hard to not move him down, just because of the level of football he's playing at currently, and his IQ is insane.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. With Arvell Reese being there, he does have really good IQ. He's just huge. He is 6'4", 245. As a linebacker, that's just absurd the way he's playing with that speed. But yeah, I agree with that in the second spot. Moving into my second spot, we got the 6'3", 245-pound tight end out of Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq. Kenyon Sadiq is my second prospect in the offensive Oh my goodness, he
post combine
had a phenomenal combine. 4.39 on his 40-yard dash, fastest by ever tight end. Vernon Davis had a 4.37 unofficial. This is the fastest official 40-yard dash by a tight end. Vertical jump is 43.5, tied for the record amongst tight ends. His broad jump was 11.1 or 11 feet and 1 inch, and he had 51 catches on the season, 560 yards and 8 touchdowns. He can block, he can catch, he can do it all. You see his vertical is 43.5. He can hurdle over dudes. He is super, super agile, super, super quick. And whenever team gets him, they're going to have a phenomenal blocking tight end and I think he's one of the best tight ends we've ever seen in a while.
It's very hard to argue against that. This is non-biased, by the way. Like, every single grader that looked at his combine and said, yeah, this is one of the greatest tight end prospects of all time. And he's so versatile, which is something that you need with a modern-day NFL tight end. Is he's going to be like a Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce has that stature, except Kenny Sadiq is freakishly athletic compared to Travis Kelce. But, couldn't agree with that more.
Moving in my 3 spot, I got the tackle out of Miami, Francis Maui-Noah. This year he had 826 snaps, only allowed 2 sacks, and only had 7 penalties against him. He's outstanding in the pass pro. A lot of people said that his run blocking is better than his pass blocking, but we saw what it was like in the playoffs. Being able to block Cassius Howell or all the linebackers. I'm forgetting the linebacker's name from Texas A&M, but being able to block, they only had 2 sacks that game. Cassius Howell's the edge. There's I think it's Tank. Something Tank. He's a linebacker. They only had 2 sacks that game for Texas A&M. Then you go look at Ole Miss, not many sacks in that game. Francis Maui-Noah played phenomenal. And then obviously against Ohio State, you got Caden Curry, Cade McDonald. That's a phenomenal defense right there from Ohio State with Matt Patricia. So you got him starting every single game. He's massive, 6'6", 335 pounds, and he moves very well. Like we saw that people say his run game is so much better than his pass game, which shows with his height and with his weight, phenomenal stature. I think if he can fix up, I'm getting a little nitty-gritty because I played line, like if he can fix up some things in his pass, but just his hand movement, his quick steps, I think he'll be perfectly fine. So I got Francis Maui-Noah at my 3 spot.
Yep. And as you kind of aforementioned before, I have David Bailey at the 3 spot. It's very hard to not move him inside of that. People would probably argue Ruben Bain deserves to be there, but he did not.
Who's your 1?
Caleb Downs.
Okay.
Ruben Bain did not test, and I put that against people for not testing at the combine because you're showing people that you think you're sound enough and you're above everyone else. But David Bailey had 32 total tackle, 32 solo tackles, 14.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. He just played, like you said, he's freakishly athletic as well. He has a 40-inch vertical. He had a 4.5 40 and had a 10'9" broad jump, which is absurd for a guy of his stature. He's 6'3", 250.
Yeah.
So David Bailey at the 3 spot.
Who you got on the 4 coop?
4 spot is going to be Ruben Bain Jr.
Okay.
Again, people would argue against him being here, but I do not. I think. Oh my gosh! Why can I not spell Ruben?
Rueben.
R-U-E. That's why. He just has an attitude that he's above other people, and that was one of his draft notes for his weaknesses was he did not test in the combine, and he can sometimes let his emotions get to him and play those, take snaps off. He's 6'3", 275. He had 9.5 sacks on the year, a pick, and a forced fumble. I think he'll definitely play in and be a disruption to whatever team.
Yeah.
Right now, I haven't projected to go. I think I haven't projected to go.
I'm going to the Titans.
I'm going to the Titans as well. So I think he'll fit in right there in Tennessee, and that's my number 4.
Yep. And also for the projections, we're going to try to do another mock draft around the end of March, and then another mock draft that right before the regular draft for April. So we'll get you.
That'll probably be the last episode.
Yeah, we'll get you 3 mock drafts, 2 more, 3 mock drafts in total. But yeah, my 4, I'm gonna go receiver side, Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. 5-star coming out of high school out of, I want to say it's IMG Academy is where he went to high school
I
at.
think so.
He had 51 catches, 875 yards, 9 touchdowns. He averaged 17 yards a catch. He also missed 3 games with a calf injury against Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers. It was a lower body issue, but they said he was day-to-day, and it was a calf injury. So him putting up those numbers, and he's such a deep ball threat. There's more receivers on here who are more of like inside, like Mekhi Lemon, who's on here. He's more of an inside slot guy. But we got Carnell Tate, who's more of a deep ball, and that's what we saw. 40-plus outside 40-plus yards, so 40-plus like yards passing. He's averaging 32 yards per catch, and he gets 5 touchdowns on those deep balls, so he can reel him in. He has good spatial awareness when he's running those deep balls, not staying too far away from the out of bounds, being able to stay on the field, and has spatial awareness of where the ball is versus where the DB is. So I got Carnell Tate in my 4, excuse me.
Yep. Who do you got at your 5?
You said your 4 already?
Yeah.
Yep. My 5 is Mekhi Lemon.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, Mekhi Lemon.
Okay.
He's a stud in the space. Like I just said, he's a phenomenal slot player. And he kind of, the way that he's so smart too. So smart.
That's true.
He is so, he knows where to run and get open in space. If you get him on like a curl route or a deep crosser or a post corner, he knows exactly where to go where the safety is not going to be. He reads the defense phenomenally well. 79 catches for 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Blitnikoff winner this year. He's only 5'11". What I will say, he looks kind of like a psycho on like his combine, like his press conference. He like looks scary, bro. Like the way he talks, like he's gonna kill somebody. I'm not even kidding. Have you seen his press conference?
No. I'll have to go watch it.
He honestly looks like, guys, look at it. He looks like a little sketchy. But yeah, Mekhi Lemon, phenomenal receiver outside of any of his social media things, press conference things. Phenomenal receiver, 5'11", 195 pounds, Blitnikoff winner, stud in space, get in the ball. That's what Jade Maava did. Obviously, they had defeated Jacoby Lane also. But Lincoln Riley knows how to do that with the receivers. He's a very receiver, quarterback-heavy coach. And I got Mekhi Lemon in my 5.
I was going to disagree with you, and then you mentioned the fact about his football IQ. Yeah. And he's very smart. And I was like, yeah, that's something that needs to be
phenomenal IQ.
At number 5, probably the second biggest riser as far as post-draft, Sonny Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Ran a 4.46 40, 11.2 broad jump, 43.5-inch vertical. He's 6'4", 243, had 46 solo tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a pick. Again, disruptor in the middle. He was played more the wheel, I want to say. Did he play the wheel or inside?
No, he played inside. He
inside role, but he was just all over the place. Great leadership values as well. I don't see where he doesn't fit in. I was looking at PFF earlier. I think, or maybe it was NFL. He was projected to be a first year starter as well as possible Pro Bowl candidate.
Yeah, one thing I will say about him is he waits a lot. Like if you watch the film, he waits and then decides after. But that can also just be fixed. You can't fix stature. You can fix technique. And I think if the linebacking coach can get him to, when he sees the guard pull, you go. When you see the line goes a separate way, you go, right? And you read and you read and go. So I think they can fix that with Sonny Styles, and I think that's a good spot for him.
All right. Number 6, I have Mansour Delane.
Okay.
I feel like this might be a little bit high, but this is a very the secondary class for this year is not the best we've seen. And I was looking at other competition. You have Jermon McCoy, Keldrick Falk, Avion Terrell. I just feel like Mansour Delane had a good year, and he hasn't moved very much. Did he compete at the combine?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but because when I was looking earlier, I couldn't find anything. But he's just very good in coverage. I think if he's projected to go to the Bengals, but Mock has him also going to the Dolphins. He's very versatile, and he's going to be athletic, which is something you need from a coverage corner. Let me pull up his stats real quick. Sorry, I rushed over here. Mansour Delaney.
Ooh, excuse me, guys. Sorry.
Oh, Mansour. Not Ed Mansour. Okay, I was right. Mansour Delaney. Here we go. This year he had 45 total tackles. He also had 2 picks and 11 pass deflections. He's 6'1", 190 from Silver Springs, Maryland. He had a lot of good games on a struggling LSU team. So I think he's going to fit right in as a coverage corner.
Yeah.
So
I think he's good there. All right, 6. He's finally here. I got Mendoza at the 6th spot. I think it's just you put him here only because just other people who I have. I could have argued him to be 1 spot lower, maybe flipped around my 6 to 8 spots, but he got the clutch factor we've seen in the natty, that diving into the touchdown like Superman, phenomenal, right? I've talked to my dad about this. Obviously, the Raiders are going to go quarterback, but this is a very slim, small, whatever you want to say, quarterback class. Excuse me, I didn't mean to punch the mic. Quarterback class, but I think Mendoza is just the one you got to go with for the Raiders. One game I think of specifically for Mendoza with that clutch factor is the Penn State game.
Yes.
They're in Beaver Stadium.
No, that game was at home.
I'm pretty sure it's Beaver Stadium.
No, Indiana played them
like 99.999%
you're right.
sure it's Beaver Stadium.
You are right.
Because Omar Cooper was on the white when he did the toe tap.
That's right.
Penn State, he gets sacked by Zane Durant. They have no timeouts. They hustle back to the line. They get a deep ball to Omar Cooper. He catches it. Catch E.J. Williams. He catches it. To Riley Nowakowski, catches it on the sideline. Charlie Becker catches it again. Just in a crazy toe tap for Omar Cooper once again. And you just think, holy cow, this team, the way that they play football is just insane. The way that Mendoza plays is just insane, right? And I have him at 6 here only because I just don't think – I think he's a good quarterback. It's just not as strong as what we've seen in the past. And I think the 5 players above him are just freak athletes.
Yeah. Who's your 7?
My 7 is Spencer Fano, the right tackle out of Utah. Heading into the 2025 season, he started 13 games at right tackle and then 11 games at left tackle. So he's switching back and forth. He's a phenomenal pass blocker, unlike what people say about Maui Noah. Has a very clean pass set. Has only allowed 5 QB pressures in 2025. He's flexible. Put him at right tackle, put him at left tackle. 3-year starter. The way that he can sit in his pass set is perfect. It's like they call that an anchor. He anchors phenomenally well right when he gets back into his set. No one pushes him. I saw, except for David Bailey. Like I said before, David Bailey bullied Spencer Fano in that Texas Tech game. But you see when people get hit back, their legs go spread out. He keeps his wide base perfect. I think he's the most fundamentally sound run blocker. And he's not the most fundamentally sound. But he has this quickness and power that he has. He's 6'6", 302, right? He knocks them back and you want to stay connected with them and keep them going. So I got Fano at the 7th spot.
All right. At the 7th spot, I have Mr. Peter Woods.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. He did not have a lot of statistics to show for, but I feel like he's going to be kind of like a Vita Vea. He's not going to be like, your stud interior defensive lineman, like, say, Cameron Hayward or Derek Harmon or who else am I?
Aaron Donald.
Well,
he played edge.
He was at edge. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Edge 2.
Edge 2. There's some other. Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
Someone
and
like
Sexy Dexy. And Big Cat.
Yeah, all those guys. He's not going to be stars like that, but he's going to be a guy like Vita Vea who is a disruptor, but he's also versatile. Mm-hmm. He had a couple rushing touchdowns for Clemson this year. Put him in his fullback, maybe versatile tool. He's just a big guy.
Yeah.
He's 6'3", 315. He's going to be a good someone that can disrupt, like he'll plug holes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily going to be effective like getting tackles and stuff. He did fall out of the first round, if you look at NFL mock draft database. There's a lot going on here, and I was very conflicted on where to put him, and I feel like he's okay here, but maybe my 8 spot would have probably been better.
Yeah, I think Lee Hunter or Ken McDonald or Caleb Banks is obviously are good picks for the D tackles. Like you said, he's a Vita Vea type. Not as like obviously this Vita Vea was like a phenomenally strong dude and can move a little more. I just looking at the film on Peter Woods, he doesn't like get off the blocks. Like he'll like lock out and then like look where the ball is and then try to make a move. He just doesn't get there in time. He kind of just like you said, plugs a hole. So if you're looking for more of a speed or like bigger, faster, you go Lee Hunter or Ken McDonald, Caleb Banks. But I think that's a good spot for Peter Woods. You could have looked somewhere with like.
I was conflicting Caleb Banks here too, or Cade McDonald.
C.J. Allen's also a good pick. He's a linebacker at Georgia, or you could have gone like Zion Young or Cassius Howell, edge rushers out of.
This was just so loaded with edges this year.
Yeah,
I felt like I kind of went with little diversity across the board, not just sticking all to edges. While I guess we are kind of doing this as the best.
Yeah,
the best 10, but I have Peter Woods at 7. I'm probably gonna change that at a later date if we do another one of these, but.
All right, who you got at 8?
I have Cade McDonald.
Okay. So
I'm going to switch this. Cade McDonald's going to be my 7. Peter Woods is going to be my 8. But Cade McDonald had a fantastic year for Ohio State. He was projected to be outside. Hang on. Cade McDonald is projected to be outside top 30. Why am I not seeing him? Cade McDonald came. Where are you? Oh, wait. I'm stupid. Cade McDonald. Yeah. Okay, he's projected 31st best to go to the Bears.
That's where I think he goes to.
Yeah. Kadon McDonald. He is 6'3", 326. Another big dude. Interior defensive lineman. He had 31 solo tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 65 total tackles. That's kind of insane for a defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good. Again, I think he's done absolutely everything he needs to do. He's a great personality too.
Mm-hmm.
Good locker room guy. So I have him at 7.
Okay, and then
I switched him with Peter Woods.
All right, my 8 spot. I got Jordan Tyson, receiver out of ASU, 6'2", 200 pounds. He has really good positioning when he goes on those deep balls. He was a transfer coming out of Colorado. Had a breakout season at ASU the last year, 2024, before he sadly broke his collarbone. He gets off the ball super, super well. He plays, like, after the catch, he can just make defenders miss. One thing, like I said 2 seconds ago, is injuries. That's one thing that I am a little scared of. In 2022, he tore his ACL, PCL, and MCL with a multi-ligament knee injury, which caused him to miss the entire 2023 season after he transferred. So he transferred to ASU in 2024, played phenomenal, hurt his collarbone against the game before Texas. It was like with the final game. I can't remember who they played against. So he missed the college football playoff.
Oh, it was in the Big 12 championship against Iowa State.
Yes, and then 2025 he experienced hamstring issues later in the season, so he missed a lot of games. So who knows how his knee's going to hold up, his collarbone and his hamstring. So he has missed 48% of his games since 2022. Still think he's a phenomenal player. When he is healthy, he can track the ball very, very well, get good positioning and separation against the press coverage. I think he's a good guy. Jordan Tyson at 8.
All right, who's your 9?
Yes. Okay, my 9 is Ola Vavega Iwane. He's a
interior offensive lineman.
Yep, guard out of Penn State, 6'4", 330 pounds. He just moves very well with that Andy Kotelnicki offense. I'm pretty sure he's the OC. I'm going to fact check that right now. But
Kotelnicki just got no, I think he went to Virginia Tech with James Franklin.
Yeah, but when he was there with Andy Kotelnicki, he was a phenomenal. And we saw how the run game was, not this year as much, but 2 years ago with Nick Singleton and Katron Allen. Phenomenal run game. Literally everyone feared their run game. And he was the main reason. He can move, get out of the – and you want a guard who can move and get the pull fairly well. So I got Vavega Iwane, 6'4", 330, phenomenal at that 9 spot.
All right, 9 spot, biggest riser from his draft combine performance by far, Dylan Thieneman, 6 foot, 205-pound junior from the University of Oregon.
Absolutely,
I'm just kidding. 44 solo tackles on the year, 2 picks, 5 pass deflections. One of those 2 picks was a game winner against Penn State in overtime. Dude, his combine was nuts.
Yeah.
He ran a sub-4, I think it was a 4.9.
4.46.
4.43, I think. 4.4 flat. Maybe.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't flat. I know it wasn't flat.
I don't, but he had an insane 40 and then posted second best.
He ran a 4.35.
Okay, yeah. I knew it was below 4.4. He blazing fast 4.35. He's so smart. He was a second team All-American this year. First team All Big Ten. He flies around. He has great IQ. He just was one of the biggest risers, and I was talking about this when we did our first mock draft, how he was going to go in the top. He was going to be the Rams' second pick of the first round at 29. I feel like he goes top 20. Maybe the Cowboys take him with one of their 2 picks because they need secondary help. Mm-hmm. But he flies all over the place. He's a great leader inside. Piece 1 of 2 of the Caucasian Collision Unit. Alongside Bryce Betcher, who also had a decent combine.
He did all right, yeah.
But he's definitely not going to be one of the top 5. But I have Dylan Thielen as my biggest riser. No glaze, no cap, no bias. Like, go watch how his combine was.
He did have really good combine.
All right.
Who's your final player?
Did you do your number 9?
Yeah, Vavega won it.
My number 10 is Brandon Siss.
Okay. Yep.
It was between him and Avion Terrell. I like Siss's film a little bit better. It was more sound. I don't think he competed in the combine either. But Siss, he's 6 foot 190, had 19 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 pick, 5 pass breakups. He was a bright spot for a struggling South Carolina team. He's more of a man-to-man guy as well, which is something I think we're talking about.
Him or Keith Abney from Arizona State, one of the 2.
Seattle needs one of the few things Seattle needs is man-to-man help, and he would fit really well when that. He has good quickness on the outside. He'll be able to stay with anyone. So I have Brandon Siss at my 10.
All right, my final player. No, it's not Ty Simpson. Because that's what Joel Klatt had. I don't know why Joel Klatt had that. Sorry, Joel. But it's going to that's the idea we got this from. Thank you, Joel Klatt, for the idea for his top 10 players. But I got Caleb Lomu, another tackle out of Utah. Yeah, absolutely. Second-year starter who showed great promise, was a redshirt in 2024. He is a very effective positional blocker for a very zone-heavy run team. So if you want to just get out in space, get them running out wide, he can get there. He moves very well. He changes directions effectively. You saw it in the combine. He can move phenomenally. When he gets on the outside, like those zone runs where you want to get the outside shoulder, after he gets him first pinned, he gets his hands back in, and he just flies through the play, doesn't give up. On that pass spur is a very strong anchor. 6'6", 304. I got Caleb Lomu in the 10th spot.
All right. I was going to go Denzel Boston.
At the 10th spot. Thing about Denzel Boston is he only runs deep balls. That's I think he's the Keon Coleman of this draft.
Okay.
Where you see him just run those deep balls and get the slants, and he didn't really might have bricks for hands. I'm not gonna lie. He played really well this season. Like the deep balls, I was super high on Denzel Boston all season. Combine kind of shook me off of him.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna close out this episode of our top 10 offensive and defensive. I'm going to pray, and we're going to get on out of here. Let's bow our heads and close our hands. Dear Lord, I thank you for today and the ability to just come and talk about football. Lord, I know that we continue to thank you for this, but truly thank you for the opportunity to just have a voice in the sports world and talk about the sport that we love so much. I pray that you bless us as we head into spring break, as we head into the ending of the school year. We got 2 more months left. Just bless us as we get it all wrapped up and we're at the halfway point. I pray that we give the ability to people who don't know you, Lord, and listening to this, that they can find you and that they come to know you and know your true love. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Later, y'all.
Later. Oh, one more thing. We do have those mailbag episodes. We're going to post those on social media.
Yeah.
Each of us is going to respond to them. We only had a couple questions, so we figured we'd just do it a little more of a social thing. But those will be coming out soon, so watch for those.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Love
Peace.
y'all.